Okay, the next chapter is called The Lunch. Via had warned me about lunch in middle school, so I guess I'd known it would be hard. I just, hadn't expected it would be this hard. Basically, all the kids from 5th grade, classes poured into the cafeteria at the same time. They were talking loudly and bumping in from one to another. They ran to all different tables that they already seemed to know where to go. One of our lunchroom teachers said something about no seat saving allowed, but I don't really know what she meant because no one did else that either. Because no one else was saving anything for anyone else's seats. They just all needed to sit down at a table. I tried to sit down at one table, but the kid next to me in the next chair said, "Oh, sorry, someone's sitting here." I didn't think we were allowed to do that. So I moved to an empty table and waited for everyone to finish stampeding in from the lunchroom to tell us what to do next. As she started telling us the cafeteria rules, I looked around to see where Jack Will was sitting, but I didn't see him on my side of the room. Kids were coming in as the teachers started calling their first few tables to get to their trays. Standing in line at the counter, Julian, Henry, Miles were all sitting at the table at the back of the room. Mom had packed the cheese sandwich, the graham crackers and the juice box, so I didn't need to stand in line when my table was called. Instead, I just concentrated on opening my backpack and pulling out my lunch bag. Slowly opening the aluminium foil wrapping of my sandwich, I could tell that I was being stared at without even being looking up. I knew that some people were nudging each other, watching out for me in the corners of their eyes. I thought I was used to those kind of stares by now, but I guess I wasn't. There was one table of girls that I knew were whispering about me because they were talking behind their hands. Their eyes and whispers kept bouncing over at me. I hate the way I eat. I know it looks proper weird, but I had surgery to fix my cleft palate when I was a baby, and the second cleft when I was 4. But I still have a hole in the roof of my mouth, and even though with jaw alignment surgery a few years ago, I have to chew my food right at the front of my mouth. I didn't even realise it looked like that until I was at a birthday party once. And one of the kids told my mum at the birthday that he didn't want to sit next to him because I was too messy, and all the food and the crumbs came shooting out my mouth. I know that kid wasn't trying to be mean, but I got in a bit of trouble later. His mum called my mum to apologise at night, and when I got home from the party, I went into the bathroom midroom and I started eating a salt line cracker to see what I looked like when I was chewing. The kid was right. I looked like a tortoise. I ate like a tortoise. And if you've ever seen a tortoise eating, it's like some prehistoric swamp thing. The summer table. "Hey, this seat is taken." I looked up and a girl I'd never seen before standing across from the table with a lunch tray full of food. She had long, wavy brown hair and wore a brown t-shirt with a purple peace sign on it. No, I said, as she put her lunch on the tray on the table and plopped her backpack on the floor and sat down across from me. She started to eat her mac and cheese on her plate. She said after eating her first bite. "I should have brought a sandwich like you did." "Yeah," I said, nodding. "My name is Summer, by the way. What's yours?" "August." "Oh, cool," she said. "Summer." Another girl came over from the table carrying a tray. "Why are you sitting here? Come back to our table." "It was too crowded," Summer answered. "Come and sit here, there's much more room." The other girl looked confused for a second and then realised that had been one of the girls who had caught looking at me for a few minutes earlier. Hand cupped over her mouth, whispering. I guess Summer had been one of those girls on that table too. "Never mind," said the girl, leaving. Summer looked at me, shrugged, smiled, and took another bite of her mac and cheese. "Hey, our names kind of match," she said as she chewed. I guess I didn't know what she meant at the moment. Well, Summer, August. She was smiling with her eyes open wide and waited for me to get it. "Oh, yeah," I said "Oh, well, we can make this a summer-only table," she said. "And only kids with summer names can sit here. Let's see if there's anyone else named here called June or July, maybe." "There's Maya. She sounds like May." "Well, technically, May is in spring," Summer answered. "But if she wanted to sit here, I think we could make the exception." It was as though she thought the whole thing through. "There's Julian, and that's like Julian. He comes from July." I didn't say anything. "There's a kid named Reed in my English class, And I said, I know Reed. She came from the summer name. She asked, I don't know, she said. Just like the picture, like a reed of grass, being a summer sort of thing. Yeah, okay, she nodded, pulling out of a notebook. And Miss Matosa could see it too, because that kind of sounds like petal, and petal's a summer thing too. I have it for homeroom, I said. I have it for maths, she answered, making a face. She started writing my last names from second to last on the page of her notebook. So, who else should we allow? By the end of lunch, we come up with quite a whole list of kids and teachers who could sit on the table if they wanted. Most of the names weren't really summer names, but they were names of some kind of connection to summer. I even found a way of making Jack Will sometimes sort of pointing towards him and saying, you could turn his name into a sentence about summer. Well, Jack will go to the beach, and that works in summer. But if someone doesn't have a summer name and wants to sit with us, she said very seriously, we'll probably just let them sit here, if they're nice, that is. Okay, I nodded. Even if it's a winter name. Cool beans, she answered, but gave me a thumbs up. Summer looked at her name. She had a tan, and her eyes were as green as a leaf. And that's the end of the chapter for today.